Hello, and welcome to Slash and Fuck, a stupid sexy D&D podcast. As the title suggests, we are a mature podcast and will be dealing with adult themes and content as our story unfolds. Since you're here, I want to thank you for starting this journey with us, and we hope you enjoy your stay. So without further ado, let's slip into something a little more comfortable.
Welcome back. We last left off in the care and comfort of the Minotaurs in their village. You went to the refugee quarter and met a woman by the name of Carmilla, who was in the service of Lilith. You caught up a bit. She filled you in a little bit on some goings on, a bit of how the world works. You know that you can go further down and keep going down until you eventually reach the ribbon. It's one method of reaching that area. You heard of what they fear to be a new god. And by they, I mean the impure, these people of Lilith, the Fae, etc. The Smiler, the Smiling Man.
The bastard.
Causing disharmony, corruption. Before you were able to settle down and get to dinner, there was an attack. The cave-in ended up allowing entrance of the Covenant of Purity.
Boo.
You went out to fight them. You found that they were swarming in via the cave-in through the slime tunnels, and it was imperative that none of them knew this village was here, this labyrinth, any of it. And you did make short work of all of them. Astris, you ran in, helped hold the line with the village guards, the cows on the line. And Thea, you brought order to some of the madness there, started performing with your instrument and getting the bulls to start fighting and coordinating rather than just rampaging. And then you blew everything up, Thea. You caused a massive cave-in. Rocks piling on top of everybody. It stopped the influx of the Covenant and effectively ended the battle. Yeah, you accidentally hit a bull with some of that blast, and you ended up healing him. He thanked you. And
Sure did.
seems like he liked what he was looking at.
She liked most of what she was looking back at. Those fingers were a thing.
Nobody's perfect. You do notice that a lot of them wear gloves. So, you're looking at it now.
Oh.
Looking for it. On your way back to tuck in for the night, you had a brief conversation with Carmilla before she disappeared. You spoke with Jerry. She was in awe of your performance and your ability to motivate the troops to coordinate. And you guys turned in for the night. And you leveled up.
Yay!
Yeah.
So, we got some level 3 dudes over here.
Finally.
Yeah. What were you? You took Warlock?
Yep.
Yeah.
Now I'm level 2 Warlock.
Seek. And that gave you what again?
I got 2 Eldritch Invocations, one of which was Agonizing Blast, which adds my Charisma modifier to my Eldritch Blast damage.
Gross.
And the other was called Mask of Many Faces, and that lets me cast Disguise Self at will, which is pretty sick since I am America's Most Wanted.
Yeah, you stand out quite a bit.
God, we can finally put on sunglasses.
I know, I'm just like, oh my god, maybe we can go upstairs again.
I leveled up too. Buckle up. I took another level of fighter, and so I got action surge. So I can go again sometimes, once every short rest or long rest. And some HP.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. I'd say
yeah.
Astris was just like, I could have done more, if I could have just acted more, done another action, I could have.
Yeah, if only you could swing
It
twice.
was my fault, but
If only you could swing.
yeah.
So you guys rest, and Thea, you have a dream sequence that feels very familiar when you fell into that flower bed with Oberon the first time.
Nice.
And it was strange because it wasn't like you fell asleep and then you started to dream. It was like right when you flopped into bed, you just fell into that flower bed. And,
sick.
And you feel Oberon's presence beside you. And you can look down and maybe over your shoulder just a little bit, but you can't fully turn around and see him, but you can feel him and he's spooning you. And he's running his massive hand up and down your side and your arm. And he kisses you on the back of the neck and pulls your hair to the side and thank you for playing your part. You have done so well, my violet love. It's more of a vibration than his actual voice, but it resonates through your body. You feel like you're melting into him, but you realize that you're making love and time seems to pass in weird stretches where it feels like it could be hours, it could be moments, and it all kind of wraps and warps around. And some of it feels familiar, like you can dive into it and it has that flavor or smell or some sort of scent of the Fey wild that when you're connected, you can experience that time of pleasure for longer.
Oh, interesting. The implications are insane.
And so that kind of spirals in and out for you throughout the evening. You feel upon waking like more powerful and you've been given more gifts from Oberon, and you feel your skin ripple, and the way that Oberon's did every time he would change his shape for you. And you realize that you can change how you look too, even your height.
Sick.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you feel like you can crack skulls a lot more reliably now. Yeah.
Angry.
Astris, you fall asleep much like you would at the end of a very, very extremely hard training day, where you kind of you lie down on your back and you cross your arms over your chest like a corpse and close your eyes. You open your eyes. Your arms are still at your chest, but you're standing. And you're standing in Lilith's pit again, place where you first met her. You are rising in this center in a dark pool. It seems like blood, but it doesn't get you wet.
Yeah, it's not really my thing.
It seems like blood, but it doesn't stain your skin. You notice yourself first and look upward, and you see that Lilith stands before you in all of her glory. Her height and horns and wings spread broad, but not intimidatingly, like she is making more of an entrance.
I take a knee.
She seems pleased, but you get the sense that she wants more. And it's not that you're kneeling wrong or you're not kneeling enough. It's just this kind of urge that you get when she's around. When she gets closer, she gets more pleased, but she wants a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm like both knees. And then I'm on the ground, like just looking at the ground. I want to give it to her.
She strides to you and you feel something at your chin, raising your face upward, and it urges you upward. And as you rise, it leaves you and you see that it was the tip of her tail. And as you start to stand, her tail slowly coils around your legs like a python, and it cinches tight, slapping your legs together. And you're forced to stand stock straight up, shoulder back like a bow, and you feel the spade of her tail slap you on the ass. And this feeling of being pleased and wanting more becomes something that you start feeling yourself, like you're bonding here. And you see, looking upward now, Lilith, her face coming down toward you. She opens her mouth and her tongue rolls out and it's split down the center. And it laps downward and enters your mouth as it opens. The tongue enters your mouth and it just feels like it's consuming. It's threatening to suffocate and consume everything from within you. It reaches deep upward into your mind and downward into your soul. And Lilith says, into your body, feed me. What and you feel her tongue change from the fleshy organ that it was into liquid, to hot blood. And it's delicious. It's like dessert. And you're forced to drink this, and it's pleasant. And you see spinning in your mind's eye a key, a tiny key that has the symbol of Lilith, the same as your chastity belt. And you wake up. Yeah, but you feel stronger when you wake up.
Blood was good for you.
Mama's milk.
This didn't seem to empower you, this dream. What you feel is stronger in the traditional sense, like you're like, okay, I get a few of those things that I read about in those books now because I've literally fought waves of people now.
Yeah, that was experience.
Yeah. So you're like, okay, next time I run in there, I'll make sure to have enough energy to really give it my all. And you feel like you can, maybe, if you really put your mind to it, you could hit somebody an extra time just as hard as the first time. But you're so thirsty. So thirsty.
I'll say.
All right. You had your dream sequences.
All right, we're done for today.
And that's it. Yeah, and you leveled up. Let's go.
All right, level 4.
Level 4. No one's going to complain. All right, bye.
Lol. Man.
Thea, you also, when doing your little morning warm-up routines, crawling across the fretboard and whatnot, you feel like you've really impressed this instrument,
My instrument's proud of me?
Yeah, in a weird way, it's like glowing from not only all the use, but the use in battle, the correct usage. It seems like it's like you get me.
I'm giving her enrichment.
Yeah, it feels very seen. So now you notice that on the lute itself, it's not really like a dial or something, but it's something there. And when you manipulate it, a bunch of fog comes out and fills half the room.
You're like, I'm inventing metal.
Yeah. And you're like, this is pretty sweet. First you were worried it was like a gas cloud and you were going to kill everybody.
Oh no, I broke it. It's on fire.
It's like poison gas. But then you realize it's more like steam. So, and it just kind of sticks to the ground, up to your knees.
I hug my harp lute real close and I kiss it and I go, I love you so fucking much.
You can hear thrums of harmony within.
That's my girl. Astris, morning.
Oh, good morning.
You all right?
Yeah, I just had an intense dream.
Oh, yeah, same actually.
Oh,
yeah, Oberon. I assume yours was.
no, not about Oberon.
No, I mean your Oberon.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, you could say that. Yeah, it was a Lilith dream. Wetter than I imagined. Bloodier than I imagined. But it was good. It was all right. Yeah, I liked it.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's blood?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it seems like I'm going to be taking more stuff. No, scratch that.
Taking more stuff.
I guess you guys have gotten up from your beds and gone into either you're probably in the same bedroom, right? Getting up, talking to each other, or have you gone into the common?
Yeah, we're not yelling through a room.
Okay,
yeah.
Through a door, I mean.
So, Astris, you're relaying what happened in your dream and how it was
blood,
kind of metaphorical and hard to describe, as dreams usually are.
She said, need you to take more of what you take take care, I think. She wanted me to take good care of myself.
Well, I think that's a really great message for your patron to give you.
Dreams are a really terrible way to communicate. I just want to.
You
forget them as soon as you wake up. You forget them as soon as you wake up. It's the worst.
I haven't forgotten anything. I'm going to turn that into a
There was
song.
a hand or something, and I was really thirsty. I couldn't remember why, but I was just and
There's some water on the dresser.
damn, it's on the tip of my tongue. I drank that water.
Oh, wow, all of it.
All of it. I chug it.
Shit.
Yeah. It just doesn't hit the spot for some reason, though.
Oh, so you're perpetually thirsty. Oh, no.
Yeah, I crave human blood now.
That's not. I'll just stop you there. I don't want to railroad you too much, but you
Okay, DM.
You do not, in fact, have the hunger.
you don't have that hunger.
Carmilla! What have you done?
Oh my God. Yes, please.
To put it, I guess if you were to make sense of it, Lilith needs more power, and you need to channel it to her.
I need to take it.
And you need to take it and give it to her.
Slay. River of
She's
blood.
been pleased with you, but she wants you to take more, and she has her ways of showing her appreciation.
Well, should we go check on our new friend?
Yes. Yeah, that seems just right.
Oh, right. Well, I guess I'm going to head out to the common room, see if Carmilla's there. Or if I know which one her door is. If she's not in there, I'll knock on that.
You guys go into the common room, and Carmilla's standing off to the side, chalantly.
I'm gonna give her a formal military salute. I'm like, Officer Concubine Carmilla.
Officer Concubine.
Well, she gave orders to King Floof, right? So there's some kind of thing, you know what I mean? So she seems like an officer. So, right? Respect.
Thea just goes, ooh, does that mean I get to call you sir?
You see the barest, smirk when you guys are like, ooh, Officer Babe or whatever.
Officer Mummy.
She approaches very swiftly. In a flash, she...
too fucking swift.
Yeah, too quick. She comes up and she's like, the mother, she visited us.
You too?
Yes.
She,
Are you thirsty?
did she...
Carmilla looks over at you like, are you offering?
Did she kiss you too? And Astris is blushing.
Oh no, I've only kissed her. Wait, that doesn't matter. She visited us. This is
Oh, never mind.
you must understand it's very difficult for her to reach us here or any realm outside of her own at the moment.
Really? She had a pretty long reach last... Never mind.
It helps when you're unconscious and she's directly trying to reach you, but she does not do it unless she has reason. Did she have any word or message?
She wants me to take care of things for her more.
And to take care of yourself,
and
right?
To take care of myself, and probably to take care of you as well. You're probably under that umbrella. She probably needs you. She needs you. So I need you. Yeah, I'm taking you. I'm taking you down to south. I think she wants me to take you, Carmilla, and you, Thea, with me. Take care of both of you, and I'm taking both of you to the ribbon. That's it. It's been decided by me. I'm doing it.
Astris. Keep talking like that and I'll start calling you sir.
Oh, no. Oh, good.
She must be pleased.
So pleased.
You don't have
so
to do that.
Authoritative.
I'm not in charge of anybody, really.
Are you sure?
Okay, we're all in charge of ourselves here. But I'm taking care of both of you.
You've done a stellar job with me already.
Thank you, my lady. Doing my
Carmilla looks over at you, Thea, and she says, "You were visited?
Oh, yeah.
By whom?"
By her Lilith.
By my Lilith, yes.
She looks very confused at that.
Needless to say, I have a lord, and he visits me at night now, apparently.
Ellis, from the Feylands. I see.
Yeah. Can you smell it on me? I mean, you met the girls. I opened the Pringles can.
Can I do an insight check? Is she judgy?
Sure.
16.
She doesn't seem like she's prejudiced. She seems cautious, seems more intrigued than anything else. She goes on, "There are major forces at play. As I said, the gods are awakening. It is not a coincidence that you are both visited at night. I know it, at least for Lilith, it is much easier for her to connect with somebody in another realm when they're unconscious. Quite likely the same with you and your patron."
I think so.
Yeah, as far as your insight, Carmilla seems like somebody who's very perceptive and is always taking note and gathering information. Mentally, of course, she has a notebook. But yeah, I mean, if you were to get the vibe from her, she seems like a spy. She's only around when she wants to be seen. So as Carmilla's looking to you, she asked, "Do you have any orders? Could you share?"
My orders more or less seem to be live deliciously.
Yes.
Just between us three.
Always.
When dealing with these higher powers, know that they paint in such broad strokes that it is maddening.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit.
They can see much more of the canvas, as we are threads within it. So, I suppose live deliciously. Your lord commands it. And Astris, take care. Clearly, she's pleased with you and is encouraging you to continue. The door opens from the outside into the common room. And strangely enough, you hear a clatter and you see Carmilla kind of stumbled over one of the coffee table legs. And you caught her in the act of disappearing as Jerry comes in. And behind Jerry, Miss Lisa. Carmilla pauses, freezes where she is. Miss Lisa says, "Carmilla, what are you doing out of containment? What are you doing out of quarantine?" And Jerry immediately starts walking over towards Carmilla. Is like, you better answer sane real quick. And Carmilla's like, whoa, it's okay. I'm not.
I want to step between them and be like, we were just debriefing from yesterday's events. She hasn't gone any further than our quarters in the common area. What's the problem here?
Well, girls, I hate to say it, but our friend Carmilla here has been quarantined because she's got a cursed injury on her leg. And she Miss Lisa walks over to the curtain where Carmilla goes, and she moves it to the side, and there's an iron barred door.
Oh,
It's
wow.
like, she requested to be put in here and told us not to let her out.
And yet, it seems that's a bit irrelevant.
There were reports that that you were out on the battlefield. I guess we can forgive you, but Carmilla, it's dangerous. We don't know what this is. Carmilla hangs her head, actually, and sits down on the step. And she nods and she moves her cloak to the side and she says, "It's gotten worse."
No.
And
Carmilla, no.
you see on her about mid-thigh that tooth that looks like a rock lodged into glass, far more defined now. The colors that you saw, the blacks and blues and yellows that were kind of shimmering almost, gave way to a reflective quality and now looks like a broken mirror right on her leg. Do you want to inspect it, either of you?
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
All right, who's going first?
I'll go first.
All right. Roll a... So you can, if you have medicine, use it. Anything that's relevant to what if you're just checking it out, insight or, insight's fine.
I rolled good. That is a 21.
Okay. Astris. Roll an insight, and then both of you roll perception checks.
Okay.
Oh, no. And that's a 1. I'm so engrossed in what I'm seeing that I perceive nothing. I have hyper-focused.
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
Nice.
I was going to say if it's bad roll, it doesn't count. 19 on your perception.
Which I think I have plus.
Yeah.
So 22 perception, and then 5 insight.
Okay. You guys are opposite.
Yeah, we flipped. Nice. You know what? It's called teamwork.
No, this is great. Okay, so Thea, you rush up and crouch down next to her. You're like, "Oh no." And you are looking at this wound, and it has this perfect reflection of the room, of your face, everything. And, you don't want to touch it, obviously nobody, but it is so bizarre how the glass just kind of merges with the skin around it or grows out of it. It's hard to really wrap your mind around. Astris, you're looking over Thea's shoulder and you're seeing the same things, except that when you look into the reflection, looking back at you instead of Thea's face or your face, where you're only seeing half of either of your faces in this cracked reflection, you're seeing different pieces. And it's not your face. It's the face of somebody else. When you look into the cracked mirror, you see different pieces of what should be both of yours and Thea's faces. But what looks back at you are pieces of another face. And you get a guilty shock of cold, like you just got caught doing something really bad. And you see red and black and yellow, bloodshot, jaundiced eyes, intensely focused right back at your gaze. And out of the peripheral vision in the shattered mirror, you see jagged teeth and this smile that cracks around the curvature of this circular wound. And you can't help but to tear your eyes away and look the other way.
Son of a bitch.
Fuck.
God, Astris, you all right?
What is it? What do you see?
I saw his face, the face from that storm we were in.
The smiler?
That awful feeling, like I'd done something terrible, like,
Oh.
Like when you got caught that way.
It was just like being back at the orphanage. Ugh. Astris has chills.
When Astris says that face, a chill runs through the room, and it seems everybody feels it. And when you look down at Carmilla, you see that she has tears in her eyes. And she looks very worried. After urging you, Astris, what did you see? What did you see? It seemed that you confirmed her fear. She saw it too. Carmilla takes a deep breath, and she says, I will be returning to the ribbon, but not with you, and I have to do it the hard way.
What do you mean?
There are ways for the Lust Mother's daughters to get home, but it requires sacrifice. And I do believe that I have something that I need to sacrifice. And she looks down at her leg.
Oh.
Miss Lisa bites her fist and looks away. And Jerry looks down and shakes her head. Jerry kneels next to Carmilla and says, would you like me to do it? And Jerry looks up at Astris. Would you?
I think I should do it.
Carmilla nods. She says, I'll make preparations. Come back in 1 hour. And she goes into her quarters. She just opens the door and closes it, and then you hear it lock like 10 times. Jerry shakes her head. She's like, she had a key.
Yeah, son of a bitch.
Fuck.
So, right as the doors lock, you hear the bells start ringing for breakfast. It's the soft cowbell welcoming you. Miss Lisa says, come on, pups. Let's get up, let's get our strength. We need to eat. I know this is hard. We've been through a hard time. But let's march 1 foot in front of the other, okay? I'll be right behind you. All right, Jerry,
yes,
lead
ma'am.
the way. All right? Jerry's going to take the front, all right? And so they lead you.
I love Miss Lisa so much. I feel so taken care of.
Yeah, for real. That's really
I
nice.
feel so fucking safe with Miss Lisa.
Yeah.
And fucking Jerry. Like, I feel so safe with that.
For real. I think
I
Astris
feel
feels
so taken care of.
like safe enough to kind of stay in her own head a little bit. Like, I think she's going to be a little quiet.
Thea's like, is this what a mom is? Not in a horny way, in a really depressing way.
Not in the mother whip your ass way, but the... Yeah, what?
Shit.
All right. Miss Lisa and Jerry take you from your sleeping quarters out into the mess area. And everybody seems to be filing in. You know, people are waking up. Some people seem like they've been going for hours. But there's a bit of a calm over the room that, you know, it seems that there are a lot of really sad people. A lot of people died yesterday. Jerry leads you up to a table that just has room for the 4 of you and seats you. And it's just like, I'll get some refreshments, Miss Lisa says. And, you know, she like shoots Jerry a glare and Jerry nods. And it seems like she's like, keep an eye on him, you know.
Thank you, Miss Lisa.
Oh, it's a sad day, pups.
Yeah.
If only I could have done more.
You helped a lot, both of you. Invaluable.
It's still awful.
It's not fair. They come to your home and destroy your walls and hurt your people. It's not right. It's not right what they've been doing.
You got that right. And Miss Lisa comes walking up and she's carrying glasses for everybody. There's water and milk. And she sits down and takes in the vibe of the table. And she's like, now I know we had a really hard time yesterday. And, you know, girls, I hate to say it, but we lost a lot of good cows yesterday. And we're still trying to figure out just how many we lost, including the bulls.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Miss Lisa.
It was the initial waves that came in. It was the brave bulls on the front line who were there to meet them and delayed them for long enough for you guys to go out there and finish them off. So you have my gratitude. Miss Lisa sniffs and wipes away a tear and another bowl comes by and has a large platter and sets down some plates for you two and some plates for Jerry and Lisa. It seems like Jerry and Lisa are eating grasses and mushrooms and different plants, stuff like that. You're looking around, you're seeing people are pretty much eating the same thing. They are served an extra bowl with their dish. You weren't served an extra bowl, so you're not sure what their habits are or anything like that. But what you got, what looks to be kind of like a loaf of bread, but it's as if the inside of the bread was made with like a chewy spinach or something.
Ooh.
So it's like a spinach loaf or something. But
That sounds great.
yeah, it looks pleasing. It has a great texture. It's crispy on the outside. It's hot and looks
It's so
chewy.
sweet that they thought of us. We have special breakfast.
Now, we know that you do have special diets and, we don't have too many ingredients on hand that you guys can eat, but, we made sure that we have something just in case. So
This
eat
is
up. We know it's
more
good
than
for you. It's a formula specifically designed for humans and humanoids, from up top. So
Wow, thank you.
Thank you.
So generous and hospitable.
yeah, it's like bread. It's kind of what you hoped it would be, almost like but more basil-y, I guess, than spinachy.
Imagine like a breakfast Hot Pocket, but like bigger and longer.
Pesto.
Yeah, it's like a big, airy kind of bread that's really soft and stretchy and
Ooh, yum.
like herbs inside of it and everything.
Sounds good as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want one.
and it's good. It's very filling. You do notice what the bowls are for after a time. Both Jerry and Miss Lisa and everybody else in here, they start coughing up some of their food into the bowl.
Fucking knew it.
And, it seems like they're doing it with as much grace and with as much table manners as one could. But yeah, you're like, oh, okay, cow.
Makes sense.
And they,
Makes sense.
and
Not weird.
it doesn't smell, and after a few minutes, you get used to it. It's just part of the
They
background
perfected
chatter.
it.
Yeah.
Nice. I feel kind of weird that I'm not doing it.
Right.
Yeah, so after you guys eat for a little while, Miss Lisa speaks up again, and she said, I'm going to make an announcement later on today, but I'll let you girls know. Because of the heavy numbers that we lost, we're going to have to start an emergency breeding program. So I know you wanted to see the milking chambers, but we're going to have to make use of the bulls in a different way and see who's eligible, who's available. And, if you're still curious, you're more than welcome.
I'm not eligible. I'm sorry. No, thank you.
Oh, no, of course not. You wouldn't be able to bear a child. That's
what I'm saying. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
If you could, I bet you'd be great stock. And Jerry smiles and nods.
Thank you.
It's true. You would be.
Yeah.
That's very kind.
Everybody's smiling and nodding. So I'm going to go through my schedule here, and we have to make some arrangements. There might be at least one more milking on the docket. These guys have been on the waiting list for a while. Yeah, so after we finish up here, we'll move you right back over to your apartments where you can hang out if you want to go and check out the market or something like that. Maybe get something nice to wear.
Shopping.
I'm sure they would love
Local
to meet
fashion.
you. Talk with you. You're out there fighting for us, and we all know that and appreciate it. And so she's saying all this and kind of like wrapping up. She's taking your plates and everybody's standing up and just going with her and getting into a line. She's just like, yeah, I can't say how much we appreciate what you've done for us.
Oh, I wish we could have done more.
She grabs your shoulder and just, very, not in a way that was painful, but very strong. She grabs your shoulder and just, she means it with earnest, and she sniffs again, and she's like, all right, let's march, kid.
God, I love her.
I love her so much. Yes, Miss Lisa.
Yeah, and so, you guys get back to your apartments, so if you guys want to change, get your bags together, so if you want to go to the market and get some doodads and trinkets and stuff.
Yeah, can we check on, is Carmilla okay? When are we doing her leg?
Yeah, I'm not really in the mood to shop before major surgery.
Jerry looks over her shoulder and she's like, I told you it wouldn't work. She's like, yeah, I know, all right. Look, I'm trying to talk you out of doing this whole thing. Maybe I could have distracted you.
I mean,
Look, honey, I just don't want to have you do this. It's not, I know you can handle it. I'm just giving you an out if you need it.
It'll be okay, I think.
She grabs your shoulder.
What?
Very earnestly grabs your shoulder. You know.
I think I was meant to do this. I know that's going to sound weird, but...
No, it doesn't. She gives you like a really soft, like knuckles to the chin. And she's like, you're doing the right thing.
I throw my chin to the side like she punched me, like... Thank you. That means a lot.
Yeah, you guys get back to the...
Is that the right... Is that what you're supposed to do when that happens?
Oh, yeah. Oh, shucks. It's fine.
Makes sense. Yeah, the aw shucks of it all.
Okay, yeah. It's like you hit me. I'm like, oh.
Like, aw. Yeah, no,
Okay.
I see. I got you.
I think.
Yeah, so you get back to the apartment and Jerry says she was going to be right back. And the door unlocks. All the locks unlock in succession on Carmilla's door, and it swings open slowly. And she's sitting in the middle of a strange design on the floor. This looks no more than a cell. This is for prisoners. There's no bed. There's no bucket. She probably didn't need it. It doesn't look disgusting, but it's basically just a hole in the wall with a metal door. But within, you see on the ground where she's sitting in the middle of a very elaborate, strange geometric design. There are candles lit. There's salt. There are ashes. There are different herbs and things that you can't quite recognize scattered around and put in different places on this geometric pattern. Carmilla looks up as you guys approach. All the preparations are nearly complete. Miss Lisa bows her head and looks back up, and she says, Jerry's on her way. She's going to bring the axe.
Axe.
And after just a moment time.
I don't know. I was picturing like a giant, really sharp scalpel, but I guess that's an axe. Crazy.
And after a few moments, Jerry does return, and she is carrying a headsman axe. So a very long, pulled, heavy-headed axe meant for chopping through in one swipe. Very broad head, so hard to miss.
So she's got the axe. Is Carmilla still locked up by herself?
No, you're in her room now.
Oh, okay, we've come in there.
She's in the center of the circle, seated. And Jerry just came in with the axe, and she's...
I see. I thought we were looking through, like, prisoners' bars for some reason.
Need help with anything, Carmilla?
She smirks at you and just shakes her head. She reaches behind her and pulls out a wooden block and sets it up underneath her, and then lies down with her left hip up on it, and lays back with one leg straight and one leg as far to the right as possible, giving way for Astris to have a clean target right on her thigh. She says, now, I don't mean to state the obvious, but please don't miss and aim for above the injury.
Understood.
And she lays back. And in this position, her hips are pressed upward and her hair is rolling back. And she puts her hands above her head. And her eyes roll back and she closes her eyes and she starts to hum something, maybe a chant under her breath.
So I want to engage my armor before doing this. We're going to cut the montage because this is a moment.
Yeah. You don't have to do the full Sailor Moon thing.
Right.
Like, inappropriate.
Yeah, read the room. But I want to do this as the champion of Lilith because she's making a sacrifice. It's a big deal. Yeah, and then I'll take the axe, and then I want to look her in the eye.
As Jerry hands you the axe, your armor starts to activate. And as you get into position, your armor finishes. You can hear Carmilla chanting under her breath. And as she continues to chant, she gets a bit louder. It's in a language you don't understand, but it is comforting in a way. It sounds like she's calling home. And she repeats herself and opens her eyes and looks at you. And it looks like as she's repeating, she's giving you the go-ahead to strike whenever you're ready.
Great.
Okay. I'll touch your shoulder, and I will give you a bardic inspiration. I go, 1 swing, 1 cut.
No pressure.
All right. Let's see that to hit.
And then plus a d6 with the inspiration. Okay.
Roll them all at the same time.
Nice.
Yeah. So 24.
That hits.
Yay.
Just. Yeah.
It's a good thing she didn't have a shield.
Dodging, yeah. As you stand solemnly over her and raise the axe up above your head, the candle flames rise with the axe. And as you swing down, you hit perfectly square, exactly where you intend, a few inches above the injury and any of what looked like damaged tissue, cleanly taking her leg off in one swipe straight into the earth beneath. And the flames reach a height of 6 feet as the blade cuts through the leg, and they go out in an instant, almost covering the room in darkness. And it's like you blinked, even though you didn't, because you were making eye contact with her the whole time. But when you opened your eyes, she was gone.
I'm sorry, I was looking at where I was going to put that axe.
Oh, yeah, you weren't staring her in the eye the whole time. No, you gave her the old, 8-ball corner pocket stare at the opponent.
That's deeply fucked up.
That's what a 24 gets you.
Okay, let me rephrase.
No, it's okay.
No, I love that.
So you hear the cut and clink of flesh and then silence, and you hear the leg drop. And the light starts to normalize back in the room from the torches outside, and you see that Carmilla's gone. The leg remains.
Oh, I'm going to miss her.
Seems good.
Seems like it worked.
Right?
Yeah, Jerry is like, I guess so. She's not here. What do we do with the leg? And
keep it as a memento and
Miss
fetishize
Lisa,
it, obviously.
We burn it?
Miss Lisa looks over at Thea and is like, I was thinking something like that. It's a cursed item, though. I don't really know.
Oh. Nobody pick it up? Don't equip
salt.
it.
It's not something anybody wants around.
Yeah, no.
And I don't want to give it to somebody else to try to destroy or,
Right? Are there any lava veins around?
Oh, no, we don't build it near any of those. That's way too dangerous. You go talk to those dragon folk if you want to get near the lava.
Dragon folk?
Oh, yeah. That's where they've been holding up lately. Too hot for the Covenant to get near, too deep. Nobody else goes, nobody they can't deal with.
Whereabouts?
Oh,
I'm looking for a dragon man.
Well, I would say probably the nearest one's going to be in the Midlands over at the Prominence there. That
right.
mountain range is volcanic. Problem is you're going to be passing by, the capital of the Covenant there.
The capital of the Covenant?
Yeah, it's relatively new, but it's called Utopia.
Utopia. I fucking bet.
Yeah, it was built on the backs of some of our kind, some other kind too. During the purge, they rounded them up and used them all for work before they were done with them.
Fucking great.
Right. Well, I think.
Do you have any way of being topside and not being identified?
Just as of recently, yes.
Really? That's fantastic.
Yeah. And here, I'll turn myself into Astris real quick.
What?
Yeah, everybody kind of jumps back.
The fuck?
Jerry kind of hisses for a second, and Miss Lisa looks at her like, don't be rude.
And then I turn back to me.
And Jerry's like, I knew that they could do. And Miss Lisa looks at her again, just like, no, that's very impressive. I'm sure that's a very special skill you had to learn, and not all of you were born that way.
I want her to be proud of me, and I'm not going to tell her that it's from taking dick.
They have a proud culture of doing stuff with dicks here.
That's
don't be ashamed.
Dick forward culture.
Well,
yeah.
you also you're a tiefling, you get it. There's a lot of stereotypes, and whenever you do something like swap your face with somebody else, you're like, there it is, there it is.
You know what?
Face stealer.
I told you they do that.
Yeah, that's why that was that little exchange where you saw Jerry and like, don't even.
Oh God, Astris, you're the first thing I've turned into.
Oh, I'm flattered.
You should
Aw.
be. Do you see how hot you are now? I turn back into you. I turn back into you, but just in the chastity belt.
Oh my. Okay.
And then I flick back to me real quick.
Are you allowed to change your clothes?
I just
That's
flash
cool.
you your butt.
She's mooning me with myself.
Miss Lisa's like, okay, all right, now. That's quite enough. You've embarrassed her enough.
Put my clothes back on my butt.
I do. Oh God. But you can hit me twice now.
I do. I spank you twice.
Oh.
Spend my action surge to do it.
Ooh.
You know how long days are in this game.
Yeah, I know. We're not going to get
right at
another
the
short
beginning.
rest for 6 sessions.
That's right.
Okay, I didn't do that. I did
just
it,
spanked me.
and I waited 6 seconds, and then I did it again.
So as far as the leg goes,
Yeah, so I was thinking I could take a cloth and wrap it up, and God, it's a whole leg, knee, and foot, and everything. It's
Salt and burn it.
kind of really cool. I think we got to take it to the lava caves, right? And throw it in the lava.
We want to travel with this thing?
Right?
This thing might be a contaminant. I don't know if
I know. I don't think we can leave it here with these innocent people.
I don't know if it's ethical to take it out and spread it around, though, either.
hold on. Before you get that far, you're like, well, we should probably take it with us, and you grab like a sheet. And as you approach it, you start to see yourself in the reflection, just like nothing. You just start to see the movement of yourself as you approach.
Yeah, I don't like that.
And you're remembering what you saw.
I don't like that.
And you're having a hard time getting closer. Your stomach knots up, and you start to sweat. And
You do it.
All right. I'll go do it. I'm not afraid of the mirror leg because Thea just likes looking at herself.
You go,
that's
girl.
right.
She's not afraid
right.
because it's just showing her.
Ooh, I like it.
Pretty bird.
All right. Yeah. So, are you going to look in the mirror when you're wrapping it up?
I mean,
Or are you
not like
Can you help?
not
it?
on purpose, but
Can
like
you
I
help
think
it?
it just happens.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. It's a shattered mirror, so it's hard not to see all the wild, scattered reflections of yourself. Roll a will save.
Oh, fun.
Oh my.
Natural 20.
All right. This time, when you approached it and you knelt down next to it with the cloth, you looked over into the mirror, and your own eye, you look normal in all the scattered pieces, but your eye looked weird for a flash of a second. It looked maybe yellow and bloodshot and scary and a lot wider and weird looking for just a second. And there was a shock of cold that you felt a little bit in your gut, but it passed just as quickly as the vision. But it was pretty freaky.
Ew.
So you're like, yuck.
Major ick.
But you know that like you shrugged something off, like that was gross. Something just really tried to reach out to you because you weren't really looking at it, and it wanted to get your attention.
Oh, it tried to touch me.
Yeah, and it was, doing the...
Ew.
Yeah.
Gross. Ew, it's in the bag. I'm holding it, and I can't hold the fucking leg out. What am I doing? I'm not that strong.
It's like 30 pounds.
Right? That's
Like,
not
somebody
happening.
get that you're like dragging it across the floor.
Is it
Guys.
Is it covered up?
Yes.
Okay, I can get it.
Yeah, you walk over, and Thea and all of her attendants are just trying to walk backwards, dragging it futilely across the floor, and you're like,
We look
okay.
good doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, all right, yeah. You could really give them all just like one 11 ass cheek slap in a line if you really had it perfect, but imagine you walk right up and pick up the sack and throw it over your shoulder.
Yeah. I mean, I'm supposed to take what Lilith wants. So I think I would do that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So like the finger to get like the ones on
Yeah.
and then hand and then finger on the other ones.
Oh yeah, perfect,
Yeah,
exactly.
because they're all
It's like a xylophone of ass slappage.
Yes.
yep. And all the attendants' hips bump into each other too, and they all get a little frazzled, and they're like, "Whoa!" And they all start laughing and giggling, and then they hide behind Thea.
Oh, Astris, you are cheeky today.
Cheeky.
Yeah, and then you pick up the sack with the leg in it, and
Like it's nothing. What the hell? That thing weighs a ton.
Yeah, weighs a leg.
I walked right into that one. You got me there. You got me.
definitely walked right into that one.
Walked right into that one with my leg.
See?
Yeah, so Miss Lisa and Jerry are very appreciative yet again for what you've done and taking this thing off their hands. It's really something. So Miss Lisa asks you to stay there for a little bit, and she's going to come back, and she's got a surprise for everyone.
I will do literally anything Miss Lisa says at this point.
So yeah, she's like, you girls just sit back, relax, okay? I know you've had a very stressful few days. So, and she takes off and leaves you guys to, ponder next steps, ponder what just happened this morning, the last day. And Miss Lisa comes back without Jerry. Jerry and Miss Lisa had both left, but this time Miss Lisa comes back and she has a box. And she's like,
Better be cake in there.
glad to see you both here. I got a little worried, not gonna lie. But I can't help but worry about you two. Or gather around, sit around this table here. And she sets sets the box down, and she opens it up, and she's like, I just want to make sure that you guys have something for your journey. I know it's going to be dangerous, and we can't really offer too much because we're more on the refinement side of things rather than the manufacturing. But I do know a few people, and here I wanted to give you these potions. And so she slides the box across, and I'll tell you what all the potions are
Cool.
later.
Miss
but-
Lisa.
She goes, well, there's one more group going through the milking chamber if you guys would like to join.
I don't think we could leave without it.
Atta girl. And you guys get up and start heading out. And Miss Lisa's walking right next to you, Thea, and you're walking down some different hallways that are going a little bit deeper. It seems like it goes down and then curls around and goes under. It's like a layer underneath of where you already were. And it kind of seems to wrap around like that, going a bit deeper. And Miss Lisa looks down and smiles at you kind of coyly, Thea. And she's like, you made a real friend on the battlefield the other day.
Is he all right?
Oh, yeah. He's doing great now.
Good. I felt bad. I brought more of that ceiling down on him than I meant to.
Yeah. Well, you did the right thing, and, everyone survived, and I think he would do it again 100 times out of 10, even if he died. He's like, so, if he'd like to meet with you, maybe after the tour? And she reaches into her pocket and pulls out a potion, and she winks at you and hands it to you.
Yes.
Thea just sort of grins and goes, I have no idea what you're talking about, and takes it and puts it in her pocket.
Miss Lisa grins. And as you guys keep walking, you start to realize that your footfalls aren't the only thing that you hear. In fact, you hear kind of a pounding, a rhythmic pounding. And it's just
Nice.
it's like, doof, 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 and you're getting closer and closer. And it feels like the walls are shaking.
Wow.
Oh, God.
You know, everything's vibrating. And you can hear this guttural, deep voices all saying in unison, milk, 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 milk. As the walls tremble with pounding, dust falling from the ceiling. You reach a door, a heavy iron door, where Miss Lisa unlatches it. There's also a guard out there, a cow, one of the village guards, guarding, and she nods solemnly to Miss Lisa. Miss Lisa nods back and opens up the big iron door, and with a huge creak, it opens outward. Before you is what looks like an arena, but instead of rows and rows of crowds or anything, what you have is this circular area and a dome. And the dome is, maybe 12 feet at its highest. And the pounding of the milk, milk, milk is almost deafening. And Miss Lisa gives you these things that she says to put on your head, and it goes over your ears, and it makes it way more bearable. And it's these fluffy, it's like fur pods that she puts over your ears, and it just kills the noise, and she puts them on each of you. And so now, you can hear yourself think,
Whoa.
Pounding is still ever present, but...
I pinch Astris's cheek because she looks so cute.
Oh.
What you notice here in this domed area where there must be bowls surrounding you on all sides, as the iron door closes, Miss Lisa says as loud as she can, right next to you, and she says, "Now usually we have a whole lot of harvesters that are in here, and we're gonna have them come in, but I wanted to just show you what it's like before any of them have had a drop squeezed from them, okay?" And just over the milk, and it's like they're very rowdy, and we have to keep a protective barrier between us and them, at least the first round, okay? And so I want to introduce you. And she starts walking around and opening up flaps on the wall where a hole is open, and a giant, huge cock just gets pushed through, and it's throbbing, and you hear milk, milk, milk. And she's like, and these are the boys we're going to be taking care of today. This is Rutson Swift Deep, Rock Pound Spot, Force Strong Geyser, Unger Girth Milk, and honestly, ladies, my favorite, Bicep. And she opens that one up, and she makes a signal to the guard who opens up the gate, and you see a bunch of very, very strong, strapping-looking cows who are like ones who can wrangle some bulls if they need to.
Nice.
They come in, and they've got bowls, and they've got jars and different kind of like devices and cylinders and stuff, and they got their bags and little stools that they like whip out, and then they sit down and they get to work on each of these in the chamber.
Wow.
What does that mean?
Well,
Uh-huh.
Miss Lisa,
She's doing it?
Miss Lisa says,
Oh.
she's with you, like giving you the tour, and you're hearing the milk, but it's less of a chant now. They're all just, like they're all saying milk. Just they're at a desperate fever pitch, and they haven't actually started yet. They're putting their long gloves on, they're getting the lotion ready.
God,
and
can't stand it.
Miss Lisa's like, oh yeah, they can tell what's going on over. They can smell us. They know, they're going crazy, and it's like in each one harvest has their own method. Again, when I said it's more about intent, and we don't have a full range of what we can do here with our bulls under these circumstances. But, if you get them going and you get them going real quick and done real fast, that's going to affect your magical output, So sometimes that can take the form of, regeneration in healing potions, things like that. Mostly we don't cover that end, but, we use them from everything from healing potions to growth potions to all kinds of,
Oh,
fascinating.
what you use it on the healing potions that you've been giving us?
Oh, yeah, only the finest.
Oh,
and yeah,
that's great. They're great. They work great.
They were really great because the potions that you had, you're generally like, oh, this is like a cure light wounds potion. I know that because that's the name of it. And you know that it only heals you for 1d8 damage. This one did 2d8. I don't know if I need to even include that. It's supposed to be an extra. It's supposed to be like a strong ass potion.
Fuck yeah.
I see.
Supercharged.
It's hard to intuit.
Milk.
But it was different. You could tell because I see.
Because of the milk.
Oh.
As you guys are watching them get to work, some of them are using a whole lot of lotion and their hands. Some of them are using cylindrical devices filled with some sort of goop. It has like a catch tray. They all have their own varying catch trays, and it's quite intense. It doesn't just kind of start. It just gets more and more crazy as they're being attended to. In the room, though, Thea, you feel this rising of magical energy standing in the center of this room.
Nice.
You're like, I can taste the magic in the air here. And it's like
So
this
much magic.
potential craziness that's going on. And you're in this vortex of this quintessence, and you're feeling empowered. You feel like if you could somehow make this tangible, or if you could somehow harness this kind of vortex of energy, because you don't think Miss Lisa notices this. And Astris doesn't notice it the way you do. Astris, you feel a warmth, like that growing eroticism and eros and everything growing from your armor and your chastity belt and within, and it seems like this you Lilith pleasure symbiosis, whereas the potential energy, the potential magical energy in the air here is channeling through Thea in a way.
So what I want to try to do is see if I can sort of play what it feels like. See if that works.
I would roll a performance, but give yourself advantage.
Cool. Fantastic. 18.
All right. This swirling vortex that you're trying to catch a melody or something to seems a bit chaotic, like a windstorm. And until you hear the cacophonous milk behind it. And as you start to play something, they start reacting to what you're playing in a way, and their coordination starts to begin again. More subdued, but more involved and more intense and more direct. And it seems like the attention's now going to you, whether they know it or not.
Everybody look at me.
That's right. I'm going to play my instrument in here now.
Everybody look at me while you go.
Come at me, bros.
Your fingers glide along the strings, nearly caressing them as you've got your eyes closed, nodding your head back and forth, just feeling this magical energy flow through you. You are now dictating this flow of the energy as you play, because you are now dictating the mood of the bulls.
Oh, it's a lot of power.
And the cows who are milking are kind of looking around just like, at first they heard the music and they're like, oh, that's nice. But they noticed that all the bulls started, they're still intense, but they're not as wild and rampagey. And they're more like, milk. It seems like no matter what the harvesters are doing, you're in control of their passion.
Wow.
And if you so decided, could have them all come at the same time.
All right, she's going to edge them a few times.
Oh, yeah. All right.
She's going to sort of build it up to almost
so
and then
6 hours
pull it
later.
back. No, okay,
Oh,
not
God.
that long. Just at least once. At least once.
Yeah, you bring them a melody that rises and nearly climaxes, but starts over and has them all frustrated in the best way. And you feel that it had an effect, like an added effect on the power in the room, as it may have dropped it all back down, but the base amount is higher.
Charging the crystal.
That's right. Fill in the balls. And Astris, you're in tune with Thea enough, just personally, just as a friend, that you're like, okay, you're starting to see what's going on, and you're like, oh my God, this is crazy. The magic coming from her now, you're starting to feel that as well, like your connection as she starts to connect her magic to the magic in the room. You are now connecting with her.
I'm getting milked.
Everyone's milking.
Everyone's milking. Who's milking me? Somebody milk me.
It's the 60 Circle 9.
We've got some experts downstairs.
Astris, you look over at Miss Lisa, and she just looks in awe of what's going on. Just so surprised and shocked, eyes wide about what's going on. And you can tell she's doing a lot of mental math.
Oh, yeah. The implications.
Right. And so, Thea, whenever you feel like releasing these poor bulls from their torment.
We shall do that.
All right.
All together now.
Dun, 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 dun. And so you cause a collective orgasm that, of course, is intense on many levels, the magical level, the vibe and everything like that, but also very loud. It's very physically jarring as the whole room shakes again. Like you forgot there's this tremendous amount of force behind these, and it seems like they are all pounding and climaxing at the same time. And thrilling, to say the least. And after what seems like a very long time climaxing, longer than you even expected, you're like, whoa.
Oh, wow.
They brought more bowls.
Wow. Oh, wow. They're changing.
Oh, for real?
Changing catchers.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
wow.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Swapping.
Yeah, and then each one gets properly squeezed and squeegeed off, and they back out of their milking ports. The milkers are all doing math. They're making notes, and they're looking at their volumes, and they're all just looking at each other like, holy crap, what a good day, man, and
Is that not the normal amount?
oh no, we're getting bonuses this quarter.
Oh,
And
fantastic.
yeah, they're packing up their stuff. Miss Lisa goes over to one and takes a sample and she comes back over and she's like, Thea, you've done it again.
Damn, girl.
I can't wait to hear the numbers of this one, but oh man, that looks like at least a 30% on each. Oh man.
Wow.
I don't know. We need to hire bards. That's what we need to do.
Yeah. Again, a lot of things are easier when you've got a beat.
Who knew? And I didn't realize that they would appreciate it so much, and it makes me regret
really into it.
not thinking of it sooner. Yeah, and I'm sure they appreciate it as well.
It was wild, to say the least.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. And you know what? Here, one for the road, and she gives you the sample.
Oh, why, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Still hot.
Miss Lisa turns to Astris, and she says, "Now, I don't want to seem rude or anything, but I didn't see you hitting it off with anybody."
How do you mean?
Well, you see, I'm sitting. She takes you by the shoulder and sort of walks away and looks over her shoulder at Thea, and she's like,
I politely do not listen.
"Thea's got a little bit of a date later, and I don't want to leave you in the lurch. So we can either find something to do, it'll be fun, or maybe I can find someone for you to hang out with on your own."
Oh, I really appreciate that, Miss Lisa. I think
I wish I was eavesdropping.
I'm really happy for Thea, but after the events today and what I had to do, I think I might just like to do something fun.
Yeah. Well, good. All right. Well, why don't you...
You know how to play checkers?
I don't.
Me neither. What's that?
What is that?
I don't know.
Is that a trademark thing?
Do you know how to play?
It's a topside game.
Yeah. What's the dragons and daggers? Shoots and dragons.
Shoots and dragons.
Yeah. I'm sorry. You were saying.
Chalkers. Miss Lisa says, "All right, well, I'll take you on tour. Seemed like you enjoyed that, and we'll try to keep you from having to dismember anybody anymore. Why don't you go drop that leg off back at the apartments? I'll walk you over to the door, and
Maybe we should lock it up. Keep it safe.
That's a good idea. Here, she'll walk you in and toss the bag in, and she'll
Don't toss it. Be gentle with somebody's leg.
So precious.
It scares me, sweetheart. It scares
I can't
me.
help it. I'm sorry.
I didn't see what you saw, but it scares me."
Yeah, me too. It scares the shit out of me. I don't want anyone else to see it.
She locks it up and she says, "All right, come to me when you need to get this. I'm gonna run to my office. You freshen up, and we'll get back to it."
Thanks, Miss Lisa.
No problem. Thea, Miss Lisa comes back out and she's like, "Now,
Ma'am.
Thea, would you like to meet Jack's thick vigor,
Why, I would love
the
to.
bull you saved?"
Yeah, he was a sweetie.
She smiles and walks with you out. As you guys start entering what looks like the apartment areas of the Minotaur over there, she goes, "He's right through here, and he's a very respectful man. Okay? Now, that potion I gave you, you're going to need it.
What is it?
It's our finest potion of endurance and enlarge."
I get to be big?
"Yes, baby." And she squeezes your shoulder and kisses you on the cheek. And then, now you have fun.
I think I actually will.
That's so cool.
Astris.
Big Thea!
Big
Astris, you are
giant woman.
back in the bedroom. You walk back in there and, take your gloves off. You don't need them. And as you throw the gloves onto the bed, you see King Floof sitting there. It's like, "She's gone?"
Carmilla?
"Yeah."
Yeah.
"Oh, okay. We need to talk."
Yeah, I think so.
All right, and that's where I'm going to end it.
Fucking shit.
It's so good! So good!
I want Minotaur scene.
OMG, King Floof is back.
Oh, I'm so excited to find out what dirt he's gonna give to Astris. And holy shit, y'all, big Thea! I'm so fucking stoked. Ugh, we made it to the end of another episode, y'all. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts for sticking with us on this journey. You are the reason we keep going. And on that note, please be sure to rate and subscribe, follow our Instagram, Stupid Sexy D&D Podcast, and as always, spread by word of mouth. Episodes of Slash and Fuck are released every other Monday. See you in a fortnight, my beautiful people.